Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I want to talk to you because I like a lot of these everyday carry videos. They've been very popular for many years. And generally when we think about everyday carry, that kind of goes to like concealed permits and the 40 million knives that cost way too much money and how cool and tactical you'll be if you have these things. So in the spirit of that, I kind of want to readdress something that I don't see a lot of, and it's everyday carry for items you should have in your truck. So right now I'm sitting in my 2022 Tundra, and I've got my back seat rolled up in my storage compartment, and I kind of want to go over a few things that, because this list is one of those difficult things that you can really never have too much. And you can just be like an everyday person carrying a few things, and you can scale that all the way to the prepping level of stuff you can have. And I kind of want to stay on the lighter side of things, because again, I can go over maybe 10 things that I carry on me every day in this truck, and there's a few more things I probably should have. Like, I don't have any Fix-A-Flat in here, and there's nothing wrong with keeping a $10 can of that around. So let's go over a few things. All right, guys, let's go ahead and dive into, this is my backseat compartment, and these are the things that I carry every day. I haven't had to use these until recently. There was a traffic incident on I-5, and I did have to bust out a few things to help somebody out, and it felt really good to have a couple of these items that I'm about to share with you that made the entire incident for that person who was having a very traumatic time. But it made it very easy to help them out. So that's why I felt like, okay, in the spirit of that, I kind of wanted to share this video. So the first thing, these are called trauma shears. And EMTs have them. They're just, basically they're really high-powered scissors. These things can cut through pennies, you know, very thin metal, almost any fabric out there. They're amazing to have. They have that kind of safety. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've used these in the 20 years of my adulthood military law enforcement life. These have come in handy a zillion times. I own about, probably 10 or 20 pairs. These are probably one of my old ones. They're a little rusty in some spots. They're like 10 bucks on Amazon. You can buy them in 2 or 3 packs. I honestly think you should have these all over your house, in your vehicle, backpack. They're extremely one of the most useful items I've ever seen. Next thing, first aid kits. All right, I have 2 in here because Toyota, I mean, the truck comes with a little first aid kit, but it's not really great. This is like a law enforcement IFAC version. Again, first aid kits are kind of on that level of, you can go as cheap as $20 for some basic stuff that, you know, first aid, like tactical EMT crap, and you can get $200 giant tackle box kits of stuff. It's up to you and your budget and how often you think. I haven't needed to use my first aid kits, honestly, so but it's good to have them in case for whatever reason. These right here, and I finally got to use these. This is from, these are Marsala or Marcala, I don't know how you pronounce it, but they're basically an LED electronic version of road flares. They are extremely bright. And the reason I got to use these the other day in the Seattle area, it was pouring down rain very hard, and there's an accident, and luckily these things, you know, instead of busting out a road flare, these things have different modes, just visual aids. This one works really well. I kind of paired them off, but pretty much, I mean, you just can't knock them. Now these are about $50 on Amazon. I think that's a little pricey. When I first bought them, I was a little skeptical, but I don't like the road flares. I don't like the idea of having something combustible, like especially in the rain. I know they work in all weather, but just one of those things that 6 of these, they're reusable AAA batteries, and for 50 bucks, I liked the kit. You had a nice little zipper pouch. It comes with a seatbelt cutter and a window smashing tool, and there's a Phillips head, you know, and flathead screwdriver kit in there, extra batteries, a little, I guess, rape whistle in there too. So I guess for 50 bucks, for how rugged and good this product is, I can't recommend this enough, and it was extremely useful. I never thought I'd have to use them, but I did, and they're really cool. They also, on the back of these pucks, they have a hook. So you can, if you're towing something or you're in low visibility or whatnot, you could hang these things on all sorts of stuff to aid visibility. So again, 50 bucks, but so many uses you could have for these things, cannot recommend them enough. I've had this since I was in the Marine Corps. It was a boot camp graduation gift. I think these things run like $100, $80 to $100 maybe. This is a Tonto style blade. I have used this in more situations than I can possibly even, like hiking, hunting, camping, if you can think of it outdoorsy, like this thing has seen the shit. And it's just lasted, it sharpens. I will probably have this till I die, because it's just K-Bar. They're a great brand. And again, this is not like a self-defense thing. So like, I'm keeping this EDC thing. Like I have a knife and a pistol in the front of this vehicle. I keep that, but that's a separate, because I'm law enforcement. I'm keeping that self-defense as sort of a separate issue with this. This is just kind of like good shit to have. And I think this is more of like a camping situation, like a big knife when you need a big knife for stuff. I mean, it is, you know, you can definitely defend yourself with this, but that's not the purpose of this for me. All right. Next, these things. This is called a life straw. And these are extremely cheap for what they do. You can't have enough of these. I have one in here. I probably should have another one if I ever travel with somebody, but generally I'm by myself on my trips and doing photography. These are about $15 to $20. I think you can even buy them at like Cabela's or like Academy Sports and stuff. Basically all that is, if you don't know what a life straw is, you should really Google that, but it pretty much lets you drink water out of puddles and you'll be fine. So if you take this hiking, or if you're out anywhere, pretty much any water you see that's not coming out of a nuclear power plant, you can drink, and this will make it safe enough. Like, what else do you need to explain about that? All right, next thing. I could package these better, but these are like construction grade giant garbage bags. You never know. All right, whether you're traveling, you get wet clothes, or for something medically happens, and if you, like I said the other day, something happened, I got blood. I mean, granted I was wearing red, but you know, I got blood on my clothes, and if you don't want to track that back in, it's really good to have garbage bags to contain just whatever's out there. All right, you know, there's so many uses for a garbage bag. Like, we could sit here all day. Extremely cheap. Buy a few of them and stick them down there. A big tarp. A tarp is another great tool. So much on survivability, because again, they're waterproof. I mean, God forbid, I mean, you're in a vehicle, so shelter's not really an issue, but if you just ever need to do something and you need to get out of the rain, like a tarp is a good thing to have. I personally like it because if I ever need to work on my vehicle, and I live here in the Seattle area, so it's always wet and raining, if I need to get underneath my vehicle to work on stuff, there's nothing better than having a waterproof thing that I can put on the ground and lay on. All right, so extremely cheap and extremely useful. Next thing on the list. Now this is from a company called Wise Owl. All right, but this is a dry bag. All right, if you guys, I don't know, I feel most people know what a dry bag is, but it's a very simple, you know, nylon and whatever material they put in these. Some have Kevlar, some make them extremely rugged. I bought a 3-pack of these. Amazon, these are like 30 bucks for a 3-pack, and this is the bigger one, and they come down in 2 more sizes smaller. And it's exactly what it is. Like, whatever you keep in this is gonna stay dry. This will keep all moisture and the elements out. And for me, like, this is a hiking survival thing that I use. And what this is an extra set of clothes. Like, I have an extra set of 511 pants, underwear, socks, and an Under Armour undershirt with like a long sleeve Under Armour shirt to go on top of that. So if I'm ever hiking, and it is, again, Pacific Northwest, you never know, it's a nice day now, and the rain could drop out, and then you're freezing, and that just sucks. Like, you never want to be in that situation, so having an extra set of clothes, full clothing, is just it's a godsend. And again, this is stuff I bought, and it's been in my truck for over a year. I don't even realize it's there. It's great to have it and never need it, but God knows when you do need it, it is amazing to have it. All right. Next thing. These are my jumper cables. Now, most people have jumper cables, all right? But the thing is, this is a 25-foot set. So when I say get XL. So go on Amazon, look up XL jumper cables. These are 25 feet. I believe, what did my thing say? Yeah, these were $30, okay? And the reason I say this is worth more, like, you should buy a big set versus a normal set. You know, when you're in a parking lot, like you see most people getting jumped off, that's great. Okay, when I can pull my truck right next to your vehicle, and then we only need 4 feet of space to jump, that's amazing. However, I've seen personally so many times when one of the vehicles cannot be maneuvered to. Or you're in a corner parking lot and I can't pull my vehicle on the other side where your battery's at. So there are just some times, and I know you guys have seen this, where it's just impossible to get to where a 10-foot jumper cable can reach. So when you can have a jumper cable that can literally go across the entire length of a vehicle and then some, it just, I mean, it makes sense. It's common sense, guys. Like, and they're not much more expensive than a regular set of jumper cables for half the, like, just, why would you not have that, all right? And again, you're not going to think about it until you've tried to use regular jumper cables and then you found you're in the position where you can't. And I've had that happen 2 or 3 times in my life. Don't have to worry about that ever again. Next thing is a jack. All right, and this is a crappy one. This is the one I had on my last truck, and I've got a new one that's on my wish list. So this is a 2.5 ton floor jack. This is called an E-tool. Anybody who's been in the military, you have seen these and you're very familiar with an E-tool. This is pretty much a fold-out collapsible shovel. Same thing. If you've ever been in the Pacific Northwest or anywhere in the woods when traction is an issue and you need to shovel some gravel or rocks to get some traction going, like, a shovel is just an extremely, extremely amazing and necessary tool to have. And again, if anybody who's been in the military, you are very well versed in how these things work and how useful they are. And you said, well, you think that, okay, a tiny little shovel that big is not going to be great. It's engineered very, very well, and I assure you, any job this thing can tackle. And again, this is called from Rhino USA. I'm a very big fan of their products, and I'm about to talk about another one. So $30, it comes with a nice little holster sheath thing. I can't talk enough about how good Rhino is. Now, speaking of Rhino, and I don't have the product with me because I let my friend borrow it, a toe strap. All right, I have a 30-foot toe strap from Rhino. Extremely, I mean, you can just go on, again, I have the Amazon link down below. They are extremely well rated, well reviewed. It's a phenomenal product, and it's $30. And again, is it something you're going to use a lot? Probably not. However, when you need it, you will thank God that you have it somewhere in your vehicle. Especially if one of your friends, if you need to tow somebody, a toe strap is just, to me, it's so much better than having like a set of chains rattling around the back. And it's so much easier. It folds up. It doesn't take up too much more space than this. And it normally goes over here, but I have a friend borrowing it right now, so I can't show that to you. Again, $30-something on Amazon. So the next thing, 2 items I want to talk about is, one, a flashlight. I mean, kind of another thing that's common sense is that if you're in an emergency situation or visibility is a problem, having a good flashlight is like paramount. We could sit here and God knows how many YouTube videos and reviewers and technical people have talked about flashlights to nauseating length. So I'm not going to bore you with that. Okay, I'm not a flashlight nerd. I'm not one of these technical guys that, oh, all my stuff needs to be 511, LA police gear, super cool Surefire flashlights. Like, there's so many other Chinese knockoffs and stuff that work just fine. And this is one of them. This is a Goriet. I have no idea how that's actually pronounced. I'm linking this also below. Believe me, it's a Chinese knockoff brand, but hands down, one of the, this is honestly one of the brightest flashlights I've seen. I don't remember how many lumens it has, but it was like way too many. It was way too many lumens for a tiny flashlight to have. It is so bright at nighttime. I actually tried to take this when I went to Carlsbad Caverns, doing some cave stuff, and I tried to use this underground, and it literally blinded everybody. The entire cave was just illuminated. It was like the sun was underground. So this is a bit overkill for a lot of situations, but again, when it comes to lighting something, I'd rather have too much than too little. And for the cost, this thing was like 20 bucks, 25 bucks maybe. Can't beat it. Now, one thing I do love about this is it's USB-C. So you can charge that with 2 different types of chargers, and it's such a good battery that you literally, if you have the USB-C connector, this will charge your cell phone. So if you manage to keep this fully charged in your truck, like if your phone or something was ever dying, this has enough juice that it can power USB devices. And the last thing, and I know I'm going to break the scene of the video here, but we talk about everyday carry. And this one actually stays in my wallet, but I think if you don't keep it in your wallet, you should just have one in your vehicle too, and I probably will buy another one. This is called the Pocket Monkey, and this is a tiny little stainless steel, really good quality multi-tool. And the biggest one I've used it for is honestly the bottle cap opener, and it can do a different range of sockets. Like it'll do a 1/4 inch down to like 8, 6, 4, millimeters. It's just a really good little tool that has not a lot of function, but it's just one of those things when you need something like, oh, I need a bottle cap opener, or I need a little blade to like cut a cord or something, and you don't have a knife on you or something. It's like $12. All right, look up Pocket Monkey on Amazon. I have the link below. Literally, like, it's my favorite thing. This is my favorite everyday carry item ever in the world. A friend of mine named Hope showed up to me, and I absolutely love it. I can't stop. I love showing this off in public, and I love telling people where to get them. I get it, guys. If you buy anything in this video, $12 gets you a Pocket Monkey.
All right, guys, and that pretty much sums it up. I hope you found the video entertaining as well as some kind of informative. I apologize for the audio quality. I don't have an external mic yet. I had a wired one, but it's really hard to do in a truck when you're moving around. So the GoPro mic is as good as it was going to get. My bad. EDC, it's a very interesting topic. It's a very diverse and opinionated topic. So to basically keep it simple, there's a lot of stuff that I have that most people don't need or want. Cool. Now there's a lot of stuff out there that I wish I had, and I probably could spend a little bit more money to get them. But then it comes down to logistics of, yes, you can be as prepared as you want, but then, having a full another set of socket tools, tire iron, wrenches, like all this other stuff, that's going to be another 100+ pounds of weight. And then I have to find a place to put that. And granted, like, again, I don't want to put that in the back of my truck because I just have a flimsy tonneau cover and I live in a very crime-ridden area, and I don't want to get my stuff broken into because that would just piss me off. So it's sort of, you have to look at your budget, your needs, where you live in the world, and then kind of make the best decision on, what's going to be good for you. The principle I want to share with you guys, like how I look at EDC, it's like anything else, because you can go from the lightweight stuff where I'm at to like the crazy preppers on TV. EDC is like having just money in your piggy bank. I don't have to worry about the banks. Okay, that's my money in a very secure place that I control. And so it's that oh shit fund that, cool, it's there when I need it. I don't ever touch it or look at it. I add to it from time to time. But that's what it's there for. It's there for those rainy days when, the EMP or whatever happens and crypto, whatnot, it's just nice to have. And that's the way I look at this EDC stuff that I've just shown you. All right. Do you need it? Probably not. But is it really, really great to have when something bad happens to you? Absolutely. And hopefully none of you guys ever run into any kind of scenario where you need a single item that I talked about today. I truly do want that for you. However, when or if that does happen, it does change your perspective. And when you go through some bad things or see something bad happen and you're not prepared, that kind of leaves a lasting feeling with you. And then you kind of all right, I'm going to start investing in some of this preparation stuff. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Like, subscribe. All the items that I have listed are Amazon affiliate links. So if you buy them from the page, I get 5 cents. And that's super cool of you. Other than that, stay tuned for the next video, guys. Be safe.